Yeah, I mean, I find that that's a great way to make friends and make contacts and get to
Totally.
know industries better that I may not necessarily have had any particular contact with until that very moment. So yeah, it is really important, and I can well imagine how a client would receive that. I think it would be very good advice.
It's funny. You always see the wheels turn, and they're like, "Yeah, of course." And then they're already got six names in their head written in this list. They just
Yes.
needed a tiny bit of guidance,
Mm-hmm.
right? And we're
Yep.
all there. You can't read the label from inside the jar, right? And so
That's a good
it's one of my
saying.
favorite quotes, right? Because it's so, even in my own business, I'm like, someone help. Someone
Yeah.
help me get some clarity because I don't know what I'm doing, And then other times I know exactly what I'm doing, but getting that third party perspective can be really helpful. So a lot of times having that initial conversation, and then we do an hour-long strategy call as part of our onboarding so that we can really dial in on, like, okay, let's make sure. Okay, then we're not going to worry about, reels because your clients aren't on Instagram. Let's really do 3 horizontal social shares, and let's talk about the runway. So I believe in the 3 pillars of any content marketing plan, right? And it's strategy, production, and amplification. You gotta have a strategy for sure. Production, don't worry about the production, hire somebody else. People spend too much time on production, it still sounds terrible, and they've wasted all their time. They didn't put enough time on the strategy or the
Oh,
amplification. Hire
yeah.
somebody to do the production. It's not worth it, right? I work with the Atlantic Council. They're a think tank that have been around since the 70s. They have a full AV department. They hire us for their podcast because their AV department is just audio and video. It's not show notes. It's not graphic design. It's not the blog post. And they
There's a
know
lot more involved.
it,
Yeah.
it, it would have to go to so many different departments. It would take 4 months for an
Yeah.
episode to get done. So even the biggest organizations with hundreds of employees and entire AV departments still hire us to do the productions.